That I don't see that it's showing though on my YouTube channel live. Hold on, let me
Let
check
me
here.
see.
Just in case anyone's looking at us, we're testing out live on
Oh no,
YouTube.
it shows that you're live. It does show you're live.
Does it? I don't see anything on my
Yeah,
end.
I see you and I see my beautiful kid background.
This is what you call the
This is fun.
realness.
Ah,
Does it show that I'm live? Oh yeah, it does. Wow.
isn't that
Okay,
neat?
and it says one person is watching,
Hello, one person.
but it doesn't actually like show anything. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi YouTube Live.
What's going on?
I know, right? Shall
It's
we
a lot.
introduce
I
ourselves?
just have to make.
Go ahead.
I am okay. I was trying to change my mic because I don't know if can you hear me pretty well?
I can hear you very well.
Oh, good. Okay. I am Tima. I am one half of the Jump Out Girls.
And I'm Saida, host of Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions. And we decided to go live.
Yes, live. Hello.
So, what are we talking about? We're
Um,
talking about like fiat things,
mm,
fiat Bitcoin things.
yes, yes. Fiat pop culture Bitcoin things
Yeah.
because you came up with a grand idea that we commented on the who was that? Clay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion, I would say sort of drama, and people were making comments about it, kind of aggressively for like a few weeks, and you were like, you know what, we should talk about this.
We should. And we don't even have that on the list, but I think we should start with that because where I
Yeah.
am, I'm not sure a lot of people know who Clay Thompson is. Megan Thee Stallion, yeah, but maybe not Clay Thompson. So what happened?
So essentially, well, okay, I'm gonna back up. I think a lot of people know who Clay Thompson is over Megan Thee Stallion because like
Oh,
he's won multiple NBA championships.
oh, okay.
He's referenced as the Splash Brothers, him and what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, but the other one. And like this this guy is like pretty famous when it comes to just like sports, and I would say just the West and how the West infatuations with sports, infatuation with sports. So he started dating Megan Thee Stallion, who is a obviously a rapper, and they had this like very marketed public relationship,
Yeah.
and they broke up, and everyone was mad at Clay Thompson because she had like referenced or alleged that he cheated, and people were trying to allude to the fact that no one knew who Clay Thompson was before Megan Thee Stallion. I'm like, no, no, no,
No.
no, no.
Okay. So
No
I
one,
I believe
the
that. I didn't know
world,
who he was.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't, but you know what? To be fair, I would say from even though like basketball is like international and worldwide,
Yeah.
I think that depending on like if he was, let's just say, Ronaldo or like Messi or any one of those soccer players, like obviously everyone would know, and you're part of the world. But
Yeah.
it's just like people who follow basketball know this guy very well, like very well.
Clearly, I stopped following basketball a long time ago because I found the game
Yeah,
became
it's
quite fiat. They don't call anything anymore. Like, anyways, but don't all athletes cheat though? I mean, I'm sorry, athletes, if I'm generalizing, but isn't this kind of known that if you date an athlete, they probably see other people?
I think it's probably known that they have a lot of options, right?
Nice.
So it's like you have a lot of options and you have a lot of money. So when it comes to money, which is kind of like our our conversation with fiat, people do strange things for some change, right? So it's
Mhm.
like you're right in the sense of when they're in that world, you're not really, how can I word it? If your husband or boyfriend is a multi-billionaire or multi-millionaire, you don't really care about side chick A, B, or C. In my opinion, you care, but what are
Well,
you really
you as
saying?
in, like,
Because you're getting,
Meg Thee Stallion, like the woman, or you as in, like, him? Are you saying that if you're
both.
rich, you get a pass? No, this is
I'm not
actually,
saying that.
this is good. This is good. This is good. Do you get a
Okay.
pass if you're rich?
I think I think to a degree, yes. I think fiat, it's because of fiat. I think that if it's not acceptable, right? I'm not saying that I don't really believe that he cheated. I think it was let me just put that out there. I don't think that he cheated. I think it was very much a publicity stunt type of relationship. I
Mhm.
think that, she's trying to change her image from what she's been kind of like portraying, which is like I don't care about her image or who she is. I don't even listen to her music. But I think that like when you're in that world, here's the other thing. When you're in that world, those people like athletes, and you even see it with famous people, they tend to mess with all the same women
I've
or the
heard
same
that.
men. They just like
I've
rotate.
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could
So
be
it's
like,
not that
sorry. No, no,
hmm?
no, go ahead. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I broke your thought. Continue.
No, no, no,
Continue.
go ahead.
No, I was
No,
gonna
no,
say
no. Go.
it could be like a trust thing, because
Yes.
you know, and this is something else. I was like, if I weren't married today, I'm not sure that I would date because I hear all kinds of stories, and then people film each other and then it's black. Like, so if you are
Mm-hmm.
on a certain, if you have access to certain things, then maybe it's safer to date the
Right.
same people because you don't have to worry as much, or you like there's equal dirt on both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. No, and that's exactly the truth because Gilbert Arenas, who's another former NBA star, he said that in an interview that, and the only reason why I know this because my husband told me, is that the reason why they date the same people is because they already know what they're getting,
Hmm.
right? They already know what they're dealing with. So, I mean, that makes sense to me. I personally wouldn't want to do that. But it's just like, here's the other part of it too. When you're in that world and like the people that are, kind of dealing with each other, I don't think that they're dealing with like girls or guys who, not so much that like they're equal status. I don't think they're equal status, but like I don't think they're dealing with the regular girl who works at the Starbucks, in my opinion, right? Now, you do have people like what's the soccer player Ronaldo,
Cristiano
what's his last name?
Ronaldo
Oh, Chris, yeah,
or
right? So like
Ronaldinho, yeah.
right. He met his current wife because she was a sales rep at a Gucci, like what, a Gucci store. But right, so she was working, she had a fiat job, so and he met her in there. So you do have those outliers. But
Hmm.
I think that most of these girls are like they're of not equal caliber, right? But they're not like, I don't want to say this word, but they're not like, they're just not regular everyday people. Like
Yeah.
they're making larger sums of money than the normal person, in
So you think the fiat game is
my
about
opinion.
how much money you have? And so where I see what you're saying is that firstly, for the audience, fiat means by decree.
Hmm.
So when we talk about fiat
Yes.
money, we mean money that can just be printed, basically created out of thin air. Whereas with Bitcoin, sound money, you have to work, proof of work in order to generate it. It's easier to get fiat
Hmm.
money on paper, and it's harder, much harder to get Bitcoin. And so the result is that people on
Yes.
a fiat standard are kind of fast and loose in the streets. I think that's a fair thing to say. Whereas people on a Bitcoin standard tend to be a little bit more conservative because you know that you have to work to get that real money. So I think that's and so
That
athletes
is true.
they do have to work to get to where they are from a performance
They
and a
do.
game perspective, but the
Right.
money they
Right.
get, is it like to me, if it were proportional to the work you put in, you're not going to have like chick A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, all trying to get pregnant to be a
Right.
baby mama to get like those checks for the rest of their
Right.
lives or until 18. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Right. And I think that, but the same could apply to fiat billionaires who aren't athletes, right? Look at Elon Musk, right? He has multiple baby mamas.
that is so
He's
true.
a
Say
billionaire.
it again.
Right? So it's like, you kind of you look at the trend of who are the top 1% of men, or, the most desirable man, and it's like I think women are going after the same man, and they're also, if they're in that circle, if they're high caliber, as a word they say, they're usually very much, desired, no matter what the whatever the position is, whether it's a tech billionaire or if it's a NBA or a soccer player.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The tech billionaires are actually taking over. Can I tell you though? Firstly, I would never, I mean, so I don't plan on ever dating ever again, God willing.
Right.
But
Yes.
if I had to, I would never date a well-known person or a very wealthy person. I'm so happy with my husband. We built together and we're just normal
Yeah.
people. We still have our old cars because, like our values are aligned. I'm just
Right.
persuaded that people don't have values anymore. Like there's so much fiat dating out there.
Yeah. I think, I feel the same way, just because, like, I think of some of people I know who are still in the dating world and how awful it is for them, right? And how, it's not, it's also like the fiat struggles because dating is expensive. I think they did a report, or someone posted it. I don't know if it was on Twitter or if I just saw it online, where they were saying that I think the average date in America is like 230 something dollars.
What are they
What?
doing?
Where are
What
you
are they
going?
doing?
I,
Yeah. Are you a cheap date?
so I am a cheap date. You can take me to, like, I prefer, like, first of all, I prefer home cooked meals because, as we know
Mhm.
from going down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, right? Fiat influences food, right? And fiat, and when, referencing back to fiat based, how it controls everything, when you start learning about seed oils and meats and different things, you realize, like, hey, I rather cook at home. So, like, you can pack a picnic for me and take me out by the
Exactly, right?
water,
Exactly,
and
right? I was thinking the exact thing. Let's go for a hike with a picnic and we're good. And we are absolutely good.
we're good.
200 and
We're good right now. As we get along in the relationship, like, obviously I like to travel, so, but that comes with, we're both married now, so it's like I'm traveling with my husband, or my family. So it's just like, but that came with the commitment and, like, us building together. Like you said, we built together.
Mhm.
So now we're doing those things together. But I don't expect to get flown out if I were dating. I don't fly me
No,
out.
no, exactly. You know what I'm doing? I'm just gonna look up. You said $200 a date.
I
I
think
am
it's,
gonna
yeah. Yeah,
pull
they
up a DCA calculator, and we're just gonna take a look
okay.
at how much Bitcoin you could stack. Hold on.
Okay.
For 3 years. Let me see if I have the right calculator. This is going to be fun. How much you
That's gonna
could
be
have
fun.
saved instead of actually spending $230 per date. Hold on, let's look for another
Yeah, and
one.
I'm gonna verify. Oh, here it is. So it was 4 days ago. Can I share? Oh yeah. So it says millennials spend $252 on an average date.
Good
And they
Lord.
and ooh, BMO finds and social media is a spiraling over date inflation. They use the word flation,
The inflation, overdate inflation.
overdate flation.
Okay, so let me see if I can share the screen. Hold on, share screen. And let's go to share. Can you see it?
I wonder if I can put this in the chat. Yeah, I can see it.
So I'll pull it up. Okay, so 200, we'll just say 230, nice round numbers. How often do
Uh-huh.
you think people go on dates? Like once, I
Mm.
don't even know. What is it? Like once a week? Once every 2 months? Once every, we'll say once every 2 weeks.
Uh, yeah, say
Wait,
once every
and
two
who's
weeks.
paying for the date? Is it, who is paying for the date?
It depends because, like sometimes I've heard like millennials, they split it, but then some women don't want that to happen. So they expect the man to pay, right? On the first date. I don't know. It's just,
So male Bitcoiners, they're going to be like, no, absolutely not, because the opportunity cost in Satoshis is too great. And honestly, if I were dating, I probably would not date, and I would not invite people home because I don't trust people. So it's like I'd be single for the rest of my life.
yeah, you'll be the cat lady.
Oh. Okay, so $230 every 2 weeks, accumulate for 3 years, starting. When do you think people, yeah, how long do you think people who are still dating have been dating for? Like millennials, they're like what, 40,
Mm,
35, 40?
mm,
Do you want to go?
I would say after like, go ahead.
9 years is like, I can choose on specific date or 9 years in the drop down menu.
Mm, do less than a year
So 6 months ago?
if you can. Yeah.
You're so nice.
Jesus.
So yeah. So yeah, 2,990. But I'm savage.
That's
So let's
crazy.
let's say you've been dating for 9 years,
Good
230
God.
every two
Dating for
weeks.
9 years?
Hold on. Accumulate for 9 years. Oh, what is this? Undefined. What have I done wrong? Accumulate for, we'll say 8 years, starting 9 years ago. Wait, total invested 48,000. Why is this not updating? Wow. Okay, so instead of going on a date for 9 years, spending $230 every 2 weeks, if you had DCA'd into Bitcoin, you would have spent 48,070 US dollars. And today you
That's
would
crazy.
have $223,000 saved.
Mm, mm. Can you imagine?
I cannot. I cannot. I would
Also
be.
too, because like, oh my God. You hear about people in the like, okay, so you hear about certain Bitcoiners because I think in sometimes in the Bitcoin, you get in this Bitcoin bubble and you
Mhm.
hear about like people who are looking for, their significant others and their Bitcoiners. I think honestly, they would be more cautious about spending like that just because they understand what, just like what you just showed, what that could become.
So backtrack to our previous commentary about Meg the Stallion and what's the other guy's name again? Clay Thomas,
Thompson.
Clay
Hmm.
Thompson.
Thompson, I think. Yeah,
And you were talking about like the different levels and stuff and status.
right.
$230 every 2 weeks. That's what, $460 a month. That's like a bill. That could be a car payment or whatever. Let's say a
Yes,
regular
yes.
person, so to speak, does that
Hmm.
instead of
Hmm.
going on dates or whatever else they spend their money on, and they accumulate for like 15 years. All of a sudden, even if they didn't
Mm,
go to the same like prestigious schools as Elon
right.
Musk or whatever, or they didn't, they're not professional athletes or anything, all of a sudden they've accumulated wealth. So does that
Yeah.
even the playing field a little bit more, or what does that do?
Well, I think I don't think it evens the playing field because I don't think that the people who have accumulated wealth through Bitcoin would want to spend it on frivolous things like a date, right? So I don't think that they would be trying to wine and dine and do different excursions with a woman that they're trying to make their wife or vice versa, whatever. I don't think that they would be spending that Bitcoin essentially on things that they know. I feel like I hate to say this, but I feel like Bitcoiners, not to say that we don't have like lives and value and like during different things in life, but I don't really see a lot of posts from Bitcoiners saying, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to spend this extra fiat on these like once in a lifetime things or like things that are like depreciating in value, i.e. like that watch that we'll probably talk about later, versus buying Bitcoin." So it may level the playing field in terms of this money,
Yeah.
but I don't think it levels the playing field in terms of what they're purchasing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Maybe.
Ladies, saving
Yeah.
Bitcoin, I mean, you have to date. Like, we're human, but prioritize saving in Bitcoin is my humble advice.
Date a Bitcoiner.
Actually, that's
They're
funny.
gonna
I
be like, no.
remember, yeah, maybe that's where I'd go to, like Bitcoin conferences if I were single, just to, get a sense of who's who.
But you did that one interview with that guy. I can't think of his name right now. Where remember the girl that oh God, the story's like he was dating the girl and did she leave him?
Oh, Huddle Harry.
Yes. Yes.
Huddle Harry. I enjoyed that interview and I will do a follow-up interview with him soon, hopefully. Um, because he is from Belgium, so I have to say this. English, I don't think it's
Hmm.
his first language. And he
Right.
started to listen to Patrice O'Neill, who I hadn't heard of until
Oh,
I'm talking to Huddle Harry from Belgium. Okay, check this, right? Bitcoin is amazing
he
for this
started listening
reason.
to Patrice. Oh
And
my
he said,
God.
oh, you know what? Let me see if I can message him. Hold on. Let me see if I can message him because he would appreciate this. Hold on. He's on Noster.
Okay. Nostr is a for those who don't know, Nostr is a how would you describe it? It's
It's a
like the
protocol.
Twitter version, yeah, where you can post, you can send lightning, and you can send lightning payments. I think they enable lightning payments now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Zap, you can, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm talking about you on YouTube. Let's see if he replies. I'm just gonna keep this open. But yeah,
Okay.
he started. I think it's okay for me to say this, but he didn't necessarily have um he didn't necessarily know his role in a relationship. I'll say that. I think that's the most diplomatic way to
Okay.
say it. And he started to
Okay.
listen to Patrice O'Neill. He had a show, a call-in show, which I listened to afterward, because I'm like, like, what's the deal with Patrice O'Neill? And
Right.
so Hoddle Harry learned how to be righteous. That's what it is. You have to be righteous. And he went into the whole like power dynamics between himself and his now ex-wife.
Hmm.
And one story that he shares on the podcast episode is all about Bitcoin. Basically, she wanted to take out like a loan or something to start a business. This was many years ago, and he was like, "Mm-mm, we're buying Bitcoin with this loan."
Right.
So they got into arguments, which happens when one person is a Bitcoiner and the other one isn't. Long story short,
Yep.
they parted ways, and Huddle Harry is up, I don't know what percentage, because this was a long time ago. And afterward, he actually sent her a message on Telegram and said, "See, I told you we should have bought Bitcoin." And she was just pissed. She was so angry. Hold on, let's see if he replied. No.
Yeah, that's a classic story of like F you, right? Like you snooze, you lose, right? It's just crazy because I also think that when it comes to the dating world now too, unfortunately, like you were saying in the beginning, like the values and the foundation has been lost. And I think that everyone's trying to, I don't know, pretend or pretend, whatever the words you want to use, this image of, oh, we're doing this for our dates. I have 200 roses being delivered to my house. And it's just like, and then the person who just like makes a home cooked meal for his girlfriend, or the woman who decides to do that for a boyfriend, vice versa, it's like they're ridiculed because it's like you're not showing this like elaborate spending. And I think that's like a big problem in the world, is like fixation on elaborate spending. And it's like elaborate spending with fiat literally depreciates in value.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I think it's tricky sometimes to talk about these things with some people, especially.
Yeah.
So I love women. I'm not one of those people who try to put down other women. I need to get out all of these disclaimers because I can be pretty direct sometimes and I get feedback, so I'm trying to improve. But this whole sort of
They
like
call you a
princess,
pick me.
well, yeah. Mm, Should I continue
I
or?
don't care. Call me a pick me. I don't care. Like, yes, we're pick me's. Okay.
We're pygmies. But it's like the whole princess fairy tale and just spending money on lavish displays. I think for your anniversary or for a special occasion, it's
Yeah.
understandable and it could be
Right.
nice. But and that's what makes it special because it's not like an everyday occurrence or a monthly occurrence or like a bi-weekly occurrence. It's really something that's special. And I'm sorry,
Right.
it's certainly the way I was raised, but when I see money going to waste, I'm just like, I can't. I feel physically ill. I just feel like I'm not
Yes.
being a contributor to my relationship.
Yeah. And I think also too, to play off of that, when you think about the people who are spending, okay, here's two things. The people who are spending money like that, if they have money like that, then okay. It's, I think, because a lot of times I see comments where they're like, well, what do you care? It's their money. It's not what do I care,
Yeah.
it's their money, it's what do you care, because a lot of people are so infatuated
Yeah.
with the celebrities and the athletes. And I think that's kind of why you decided for us to do this, is because it's like my comment to it was like, who gives a F about
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion or Clay Thompson? None of you guys even have the level. Most of the people commenting don't even have the level of anything that they have, right? So it's like if that's what they want to do, and this is a, whether or not it was a marketing play or not, I don't care. So it's like you guys care more than we do because you're so fixated on it. Like people get
Yeah.
into like arguments like beehive, like fuck, like I don't care about Beyonce and her beehive, like who cares? But at the same
Yeah.
time, why I do care is because it's so influential, like, and it's worldwide now, like. And here's the other thing, like, because you and I both traveled extensively. It used to be, I feel like you
Yeah.
could tell like women and men from like where they were from, depending on what country you're in, right? Like, I could go to Switzerland, I could go to Vienna, I could go to
Yeah.
Kenya, I could go to like different parts of the world, and I could see, okay, like, oh yeah, I would assume you're from this area. But now everybody looks the same.
Yeah. Same style, same. That's that.
Same everything.
Yeah. That speaks to the internet and also the, again, fiat, the centralization of manufacturing, of, everything has to
Mhm.
be assembly lined, very efficient, very, because in the end, these big companies, their business model where they actually make their money is not in the clothes that you're buying. Lynn
Mm.
Alden on, I think it was the Peter McCormack podcast. I want to say a
Mhm,
month or two ago. I'm
mhm.
fast. I look at companies, how they perform and stuff, and I did not know this. She said, oh, I'm going to ask you the question. Where does Coca-Cola make most of its money? Where is it most profitable?
Mm. Obviously, it's not in the sale of the Cokes, right? Mm. I would say the purchase. I don't
Mm,
know. The sell. It has. Oh, is it the selling of, or is it? Oh man, the
yeah.
warehouse, the warehouses that they own,
Not
like the
even.
actual structures, the buildings.
Oh, because you're thinking of McDonald's, the real estate model. Not
Yeah,
even
like
that.
I'm thinking like a McDonald's type of. What is it?
Debt. The bonds they sell. That's where they make a lot of money.
Whoa.
That is
So is
fiat.
that kind of similar to what? So, okay, so play off of that. So there's
Mhm.
for the bonds that they're selling. So I just got schooled. Um, there's a guy on X. His name is Perry Jordan. Shout out to him. I call him Jordan. But he was saying the other day about how basically you need to look at the bond market in order to
Oh yeah.
realize like what's kind of going on and with
Oh
fiat.
yeah.
So I
Hmm.
asked him the other day, literally 2 days ago, about I don't know if you saw how Strategy sold some bonds, and he was saying that they sold their bonds, right, to basically alleviate some debt. And I'm like, oh my God. Like when you think about companies like that owning their bonds, it's like you don't even realize that I didn't even realize they could sell it, to be honest with you. I had no
It's
idea.
that's the epitome of fiat. Like it's all a game. You do follow the bond market because that tells you, I mean, super high level, it gives you a sense of how the market, so bond purchasers, the level of trust they
Mm.
have in the countries or the companies that they're buying their debt in. Because it's like, the
Right.
time value of money. You trust that the American government is going to pay you back over 2 years or 10 years or 30 years or whatever.
Right,
And
right, right.
when you see that like people don't show up to the auctions, trust is going down. And when they don't sell
Yeah,
as many bonds, the yield on the bonds actually go up. Like it's kind of like an inverse relationship. And so like getting back to like dating and sort of, regular stuff without going into like, geopolitics or anything, to know that we are all out here trying to buy, 200 roses every 2 weeks to make it seem as though we are so loved by our significant other, or we are going out here trying to
right.
get purses. I am so guilty of that. I'm a reformed, I need my luxury bag girl. So I'm not even going to like judge anyone on that. But when you dig into the companies, you realize that what they sell you is almost like a front to all of the
Yeah.
financial maneuverings they do in the background.
Yes, yes. And that's just like that goes into the whole reason why, like, you have a financial background, I have a financial background, just like with the stock market, right? And it's just like you, I didn't realize until, I don't know what book that was I read. Maybe Economic Hitman, one of the books down the big hunt rabbit hole, where I didn't realize that, like, you think that you're making 5 to 6% off the stock, but it's just like, look at what the CEO got. Like they're giving you 5 to 6% if you can. And that's like you're really
Yeah.
understanding that company. You're like 5 to 6% of the stock market is like outrageous, right? So it's like if you're getting 5 to 6%, okay, that's pretty good for you. But when you look at what the CEO and the directors and all these different people that are manipulating this, it's like that's just something that they decided to give to you. That's not what you essentially earned, if
Uh-huh.
that's a better way to put it.
It's pity
Yeah.
money, but you just say
Oh
thank
man.
you and then you
Yeah.
stack sats. Like,
Yes.
so speaking of, so do we
Um,
want to go ahead?
no, go ahead.
You were gonna say, I was gonna say, do we want to talk about Drake or no? Fiat.
Yes.
We
Yes,
should. So before we get
we
to it,
should.
who is more Fiat, Kendrick or Drake, in your personal opinion?
Oh my God.
I'm putting you on the
Oh,
spot.
I have to. You put me on the spot. I'm gonna say, oh, because Drake mentioned Bitcoin first, I'm going to say Kendrick is more fiat.
Girl, we do not agree on that. I'm gonna say Drake is
Damn.
way more Fiat than Kendrick. Way more Fiat.
You think
So
so?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Drake actually, so in his new album, there's a song called Dust. And
Hmm.
it's true that he does talk about, hold on, there's a chat function. Is this you or is this
Yeah.
studio chat?
So I put in there the
Public chat. Oh,
I put
hold
the
on.
article.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hi, Plastic O2D. Hello, girls. Stephen Curry and Clay Thompson, the Spash
Oh,
Brothers.
that's it.
Okay, thank you, Stephen
Yes.
Curry. Good to see you, ladies. It's been a while since you showed up on my feed. Glad to see you. Oh, okay. So hold on, let me see. This is my first time live streaming, so I wasn't paying attention. So I'm just gonna put hey everyone and let me know if you can see the comment. And I am sweating. It's like 30 degrees. Infamously, I live in Europe and we have no air conditioning, so I'm just sweating profusely.
It's it's quite hot where it's no quite not quite hot. It's pretty warm where I am, but it's cold in the particular area that I'm sitting. So it's weird. That's why I have this hoodie on.
Oh yeah. um oh yeah, Drake and Kendrick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let me hear your breakdown because honestly, you're better at like music. You're more like in tune with music than I am. So I want to
I'm
hear
like
your theory on why.
my sister used to say that oh good, we see you. We see you too, Mr. Wonderful. Hello.
Mr.
My
Wonderful.
sister used to say that I am like the most low-key rebellious person ever and like low-key gangster because I when I listen
Nice.
to music, I listen to the lyrics and the lyrics have to resonate with
Yes.
me. As soon as I hear I'm from Toronto and I'm saying this. So let me just share the screen. As soon as I hear lyrics like this, for me, it's an immediate, I'm turning it off. So Mr. Drake, in the song Dust, rhymes,
Uh-huh.
I am, an FTX penthouse high riser. Yeah, Sam Bankman Fried, free all my guys up, whatever, whatever. And then he says, I'm a BTC crypto big timer. Why would you compare yourself to Sam Bankman-Fried?
Well, okay, but that wasn't his first time mentioning Bitcoin. I mean, no, let me take that back. It's not that his first time mentioning in a rap song. He's talked about Bitcoin before, but I think that's just clickbait. That's how I'm gonna look at that. That's clickbait.
Yeah, it's
Most
clickbait.
people don't know who Sam Bankman-Fried is. So that's the other thing. I don't even think they get that reference. Like, what is that called? Like what is that, babe? Double entendre, an entendre, where it's like you get this like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
reference to something else and people don't even, they don't even know what this person is, who this
Okay,
person is.
so if you guys don't know who it is, he's serving 25 years in jail for stealing money from people. So, I mean, I don't know.
But is that also a play on, he feels like his label, like he's like gonna I've seen reports of people saying like this, the reason why he did 3 albums is because he just wants to become independent. Is this like, hey, y'all, I'm not trying to go to jail, or I'm rebelling against the system so I can, become this big time. He already is a big time Bitcoin holder, so I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and he also promotes gambling, which you do whatever you want to do, but, Anyways,
That is true.
Kendrick, on the other hand, when he rhymed about Bitcoin, was it 2024 when he dropped his album, which I love.
Was it
Love.
2024?
I
Yeah.
think it was in
2025?
2024. I saw Kendrick in
Okay.
concert and oh, I've never seen Drake in concert, but I saw Kendrick and he is like he is a good performer. He is just, a great lyricist. But anyways, so Kendrick when he mentions Bitcoin, he's like I think this is where he's alleging that Drake tried to bribe people in his circle. So Ninja from my city can entertain old boy promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. It's like he's elevating Bitcoin above bank transactions.
But is he saying that he used it because a lot of people in retail, the retail world, or it's not even retail, when you mention Bitcoin to people who don't know about Bitcoin, most you're going to get more comments about it being like a Ponzi scam or, the nefarious spend, purchases like, like, oh, you could buy drugs, you could buy this. So it's like, was he saying it in a sense of, I don't know, like you can pay for stuff without it being traced?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Like, so he's saying and even Bitcoin in the sense that Drake is being so kind of, shady that he's like, I'll pay you, but it won't be traced.
You can't trace me back to it, right? Because Bitcoin is, it can be pseudonymous and anonymous. So
Yeah.
it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but I
Yeah, yeah, I see
that
that.
whole battle, yeah, I didn't really follow it. I didn't really, it's kind of like that battle reminds me of the Bitcoin battle of Core versus Knots, right? I just stayed out of it. It was like, oh, he dropped this. Oh, he dropped that. Okay.
Actually, that's a really
People
good
are up in
comparison
arms.
because
Yeah.
there were
But you know what else?
allegations of being PDF files, like Drake versus Kendrick, and also or
Yes.
not. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's like it went like, and then all of a sudden, this is why you can't get into the hype of like
yeah.
celebrities or rappers or athletes because it's like, okay, everyone thought that Kendrick won that battle, right? Next thing you know, Kendrick is performing at the Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so Drake is just over here on his gambling site. What's the gambling site called, by the way?
Uh,
Fan Duo? Fan
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. Isn't it? Is it
I
staked or
think he
something?
promotes.
Someone's saying it's called Black Market. Is that the name of the site?
Okay, so he's a. Uh, I don't know.
I'm not gonna
I
write
thought it
gambling in
was. Oh, he
YouTube.
partners with Stake. It said he partners with a company called Stake.
Okay, yeah, stake.
Anyways, so he's over here on Stake gambling fiat, whatever, and then what? In 2 years or less than a year, he comes out with 3 albums. He's like top charts, top. He's like number. I think he surpassed Michael Jackson in like the number of like billboards or like number one hits. Yeah,
Oh,
number one hits. He surpassed Michael Jackson. So it's like, really? Like, this is who funds these people? That's what we need to be looking at. And that's why,
mhm.
again, getting back to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's not funded by anybody. It's decentralized. We're
Absolutely.
not influenced by what Fidelity's doing, I don't care. We don't care. You and I don't care what Michael Saylor's doing. But it's just like with Kendrick and Drake both, they're owned by labels. And who owns those labels? And then who owns those labels? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's this, kind of like what Len Alden said about like when you look at what they own and where they make the most money off of
Mhm.
why are they promoting this? Because it brings money into it's big business.
Yeah. you're right, and I have to acknowledge that I'm such a big Kendrick fan that part of me is like, he still speaks, some kind of truth and wisdom. I'm from Toronto. I appreciate Drake. He comes out with bops. From time to time, I'll hear it and I'll be like, oh, yeah, this is nice. But I don't like. to me, Drake's music is not cooked food. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's more hello from Kenya. Hey, hi in Kenya. Drake's music is more like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, let's just chill. And, when I like to, go in and think and reflect, I prefer Kendrick.
Yeah, I mean, I think also too with, don't get me wrong, like I think it was in 2018, 2017. I don't know what year, but I listened to the damn album literally probably every time I worked out, right?
Yeah.
And at that time I was working out probably like 5 days a week. So I've never fully listened to a Drake album. So this is like, I'm not a Drake promoter or a Kendrick hater, right? But I think that like, when you look at who's controlling them, because they're controlled by somebody. No matter
Yeah.
what people say, they're
Yeah,
controlled by
definitely.
somebody. They're not decentralized. And it's just like when you look at the rappers who are decentralized and like, is it true? Hold on. What's that one guy's name? NBA Youngboy? Is he independent? Is he independent, babe? No. Oh, okay. Never mind. It's just like when you look at the ones who are independent, like they're not top nine, billboards, right? Oh,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
example, this is a
Yeah.
great segue. Have you heard of, hmm, there's a girl and she's a Bitcoiner. Her dad orange pilled her and she sings songs and there's an app that was created. It's like a music app where you can
Wave
earn
Lake?
satoshis by streaming. What is it
Wave
called?
Lake. Wave Lake.
Um, Wavelength. Okay,
Yeah.
bingo, right? She did I went to a meetup of hers and she was talking about how Spotify and Apple Music and all that works and like how the record companies basically promote and, pay these different, apps to stream
Yeah.
their new
Yep.
artists and,
And the playlist.
records. So it's
Yep.
like that's all fiat. That's fiat, business.
Privacy Seeker 00 or double O says Kendrick is definitely orange pilled. It's too bad KG Kodatsu from Machinkura isn't here. He'll give an entire
Oh
dissertation on
yeah.
Takeover. But so I wasn't planning on talking about this, but on the privacy tip, is
Mhm.
Kanye owned by someone or is he actually independent? Or yay?
Yay. I don't know. They said that he's independent and like being that he was just um like he had that tour that he was supposed to do in France and they told him no, right?
And in
And
Switzerland
then
too.
oh, okay, Switzerland too. Okay. So it's like I think that if he had a label behind him, that probably wouldn't even happened. I mean, Adidas, you think about all these labels or brands that dropped him, and then that's when he did he go independent before or after that happened? I don't really know. But I'm assuming he's independent. I'm gonna look it up.
All right.
Um, let's see. Is Ye an independent artist? Yeah, they said he's been operating as an independent artist. He releases, distributes, and fully funds his own music without the backing of a traditional major record label, making him one of the most commercially successful independent artists in history.
Oh wow. Oh,
So,
most successful. I wonder if he's a Bitcoiner. I bet you he is a Bitcoiner.
yeah, because I don't know if I've never heard him mention Bitcoin, but he talks about all the control. He talks about like what fiat and just like with the music industry and the slave system that has happened to people.
Yeah.
He's a Bitcoiner. I'm gonna label
Yeah,
him a
he is.
Bitcoiner.
So speaking of Kanye, I'm going to pull up
Hmm.
something from, well,
Okay.
not from, but related to his ex-wife.
Oh
Um,
God.
we'll just call it the Coco. Here we go. Share.
When you mention them, you
Yeah.
so when you interviewed your dad and he made the comment about that TV show that I absolutely cannot stand and hate, that's how I feel about when people mention the Kardashians. I'm like,
What TV show? I
yeah,
don't remember that.
your dad, your dad. he was talking about the show The View.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You see what TV show? That's yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about The View, but I also feel the same way when you mention the Kardashians. I'm a Kardashian hater. I will admit that.
I I don't know. I mean, I moved here in 2008, so I feel like I spend a lot of time catching up with, whatever. And I have to say that I'm neutral with respect to the Kardashians. Like sometimes I think it's too much,
Okay.
and sometimes I think it's kind of interesting. But speaking of the Kardashians, UK police
Mm-hmm.
find Coco, we'll call it, worth 9.3
Mm-hmm.
million stashed in a shipment of Kim Kardashian brand underwear. So, a British court sentenced a truck driver to prison for smuggling 7 million pounds or $9.4 million worth of cocoa in a shipment of underwear and clothing from Skims, Kim Kardashian's shapewear brand, authorities said Monday. So the guy was 40 years old and he was driving a truck carrying 28 pallets, whatever. Why would he do this?
He needed the money,
Hmm?
the fiat. Hit. Here's the thing, and this is something I had to think about differently. Most people who are stealing, robbing, and again, this is a very, you have to be very open-minded to catch what I'm about to say.
Yeah,
Because especially if you've been affected by someone stealing from you or robbing you, or, even like in terms of just like when it becomes physical, like if, altercation, right? That obviously it's still a bad, 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 bad thing to do, right? But I think what most people don't realize is that people who are doing that, like the everyday person who are stealing and
yeah,
robbing or doing whatever to get something, is because usually they need it for something else, right?
yeah,
So like they may steal because they don't have food. They may steal because they don't have money, right? Now, granted, when you're talking about this large of a sum of money, he was looking for a big payout. But I'm pretty sure if you dug into his finances and looked at him as, he's a
yeah.
truck driver. Like, what's the average truck driver making in the UK?
Yeah, I have no idea about that, but it's a good point. It is a very
Unbelievable.
good point. And I mean, he got stopped, but I mean, he did not manufacture that cocoa by himself. So, are they going to go completely up
No,
the supply chain or are they going to stop with him and, make the news?
it's kind of like it's just like, and again, I'm jumping around a little bit, but it's just like he didn't make the cocoa. He didn't, it's not like how did he even get into the country where it is, right? Like how many hands are tied into like the distribution of illicit activities? And it's just like when you look at the whole system is corrupt, because it's just like the government's stealing from you. So it's just like when the everyday person steals from you, you're more likely to be faced with criminal charges
Yeah,
than the government. And then it's just like you, just like you said, they're not going to go after the person who distributed that cocoa to him. They're not going to go after the person who brought it into the country, but yet they're going to go after him. And it's kind of like the same way we feel about like developers, right? You think about like Samurai
oh,
Wallet,
nice.
you think
Yeah,
about,
yeah,
Ross, right? Like
yeah,
they went after them because of stuff that happened on their site that they didn't do, but people were doing on them. Now, I mean, the Samurai Wallet's a different story, but you get what I mean.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're the ones building the tools. It's like people get into car accidents. Some people intentionally drive into things. Are you going to go after the car
Hmm.
manufacturers because the car can be used as a lethal weapon? Or, yeah,
Hmm. Right.
I
Yeah.
totally agree with you.
But
Um, Ter Harst, Terrorist, is asking, are people
oh,
still
I think that's
mining Bitcoin? Do you know who that is?
I think it's my cousin.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kaz.
Yeah, they're still mining. I think also too, people think that like because they see, and that's another thing that's happened. You see like all these different news articles and Sailor, Fidelity, BlackRock, purchasing this large amount of Bitcoin. And it's just like I think like people assume or sometimes don't know, they think that all the Bitcoin has been mined.
No, we still have a while to go.
But
And you can't fast
yeah, I
forward the
think
mining process. unless you have
No.
a lot of
So they're
energy.
still mining. Yeah. That
Okay.
that's it. You know, I used to want to get into mining, but I didn't realize how expensive it was until your guy broke it down for us. I forgot it.
Yeah.
I don't remember people's names.
Was that when Calcasa was on from Ethiopia
Yeah,
or?
Kyle Costa broke it down, and then Halder, not what's his name? The one with the big beard.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Huddled tarantula. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's an episode that I think
Mhm.
people really need to watch because, going back to what you were
Mhm.
saying about what's the term you used? High level people or high caliber or
Oh
high
yeah, like high caliber. Yeah.
high caliber people, that's fine and everything, but Hodl Tarantula was talking about this, and I've read this elsewhere, that right now people are going into the trades and they're making so much more money as project managers, for example, in data centers than some
Mhm.
lawyers, and maybe even some doctors in some
Mhm.
cases. That's where the play is at
Mhm.
because there's so many data centers being built out all over the world, especially with what's going on in Iran, and with China from a
Mhm.
geopolitical perspective. Every country needs to
Mhm.
have data centers. Every country needs energy and stuff. So it's like, I think
Mhm.
in like 10 years, they will be like the tech superstars kind of thing. The people who work with their hands and they're in data centers.
Yeah. Um, in the area where I live, in a city close to me, there's over 700. And
Data
I'm just like,
centers?
golly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you think about, I don't know, just like with like that trend of, what do you call that type of work where it's like where you don't need the college degree, it's like a trade, right? The
Yeah,
trades
yeah,
positions. You know, when I was overseas working, we had electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, elevator techs, um, all these different trade levels, and these guys were pulling in way over $100,000, a year,
oh
way
yeah,
over,
yeah,
right? And then it's just like when you think about what's going on now, and you think about how with the college, I'm gonna call it experience. With the college experience, for most people, unless you're becoming a doctor or you're becoming something that's like you have to have that degree in order to technically be in that traditional
yeah,
field,
yeah.
right? Um, the the average person is going to school, and the person who decided to go to trade school and is working much faster than you are has pretty much the guaranteed job. The level of playing field when you're talking about purchasing power is so different because the nurse is making more than you, the electrician is
Mhm.
making more than you, the plumber is making more than you, and then it's just like they said that those positions people don't want to do those type of jobs anymore, but it's just like those jobs are still needed.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen a robotic I haven't seen a robot operate as an electrician or a plumber yet. You know what I mean? Like
Would you let
I
the
don't think
robot into
AI
your
is
house?
jeopardizing those jobs.
For real. That's the play. So the play is don't go on dates or don't spend $230 on dates. Go hiking, go to the
No.
dock,
Yeah.
be
Yes.
in the trades
Yes.
and stack Bitcoin. And you will have a happy life and get
Yes.
sunlight and touch
That's
grass
it.
and all the rest of that stuff. That's what it is.
Yes.
And you won't be like some of
That's what
these
it is.
people, yeah, who are like lining up to get the Audemars Piguet. How do you pronounce it? Audemars Piguet, Audemars Piguet, the watch?
You speak multiple languages. I have no idea.
So I say Audemars Piguet with my like Fringlish accent. So hundreds of
Well,
people.
Americans
Go
are
ahead.
calling it AP. They call it the AP.
The easiest way to say it, AP. Did you know about AP before this whole Swatch release? No? So it was a good
I
marketing stunt,
vaguely very
vaguely.
good marketing stunt. Very good
Yeah,
marketing. Like
they
I
were, yeah.
I think I vaguely heard about it, but I didn't know like that, athletes and rappers and all these people like that's what they like to wear. Um, but this caused a frenzy.
Yeah, totally. Hundreds of people outside Swatch stores. in London, Zurich, New York, Singapore, Bangkok, Osaka, desperate to get their hands on the Audemars Piguet and Swatch collaboration, retailing at around $400. So he's saying it's going to sell out fast, but someone from the I think it was Swatch, they said it's not like a limited edition. They will make more. So there's no
Oh,
point in like lining up and killing
yes.
yourselves for it.
I was so shocked, to be honest with you, not to say that like I don't think that other parts of the world do American stuff, but I was so shocked to see Thailanders and different like for them to do this. And it when I looked at the line in Thailand, it definitely was kind of mixed, but it was majority like local Thailanders, and it's just like local Thai people. And I'm just like, damn, you guys do this too? I just couldn't believe it. And it just takes you to the whole global effect of the idea of like demand and supply, and like
Yeah.
the need to want something because it's marketed, then you look crazy because then they come out with that, you know, article saying that it's not limited and they're going to make more. So why
Yeah.
did you do that?
It's
It's
the
so
experience of waiting
stupid.
in line. If you ever come
No.
and visit here in Geneva, I'll take you
Hmm.
around and you'll see that Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, Rolex, Swatch, you just walk down the street and it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's almost like,
When I
it's
went
go ahead.
No, when I went to I think when I went to Zurich and
Yeah,
like even Bern, I was like, "Oh, you
yeah,
just walk down the
exactly.
street and it's like a Rolex store." It's like, "Okay."
Everyone has a Rolex. It's
Yep.
yeah. I shouldn't no, pretty
It's not
much
a big
because
thing.
you either buy one or you know someone who works at Rolex who gets you a discount. So everyone has like some range of Rolex. Like it's just I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people do.
Yeah. The
Um,
demand is not, it's not that the demand for why people do it here is different than why people do it there, in my opinion.
oh, tell me more. Why do people do it in the
I think
US?
I think some people do in the US for a status symbol in the sense of like, oh, I can afford this Rolex, look at my watch, look at what my money, my fiat has bought me,
Mhm.
versus I think people who understand the history behind Rolex. And like when you look at like companies like Rolex and Rolls-Royce, and like you look at like what they, again, this is just like my brief knowledge of it. You look at like how they manufacture, and you look at the brand itself, like you can get into the intricacies of like the detail of the different suppliers and the quality of material that they use. But I think more people who understand Rolex are not in it to show off a watch, but they understand that it's like a classic timeless watch,
Yeah.
versus some people are buying it because they know that how much it cost, and
Yeah.
it equates to, status.
There's a Patek Philippe watch museum here.
Hmm.
I will take you. It is worth, it's only 10 francs to get into, which is like $10. And it's on multiple
Okay.
floors and it takes you through the entire history of Patek Philippe. And it explains how actually people used like watches and stuff. They were almost like a loophole for with respect to paying taxes because instead
Hmm.
of paying taxes on your jewelry, you made things
Yeah.
functional and stuff. And so like when you go through the museum, you see like I don't know, like old ashtrays, you see little I guess like pen holders and stuff. Everything is decked out with
Okay.
sapphires, diamonds, like it's just it is you
Right.
see butterflies, you see pens, like it is just so amazing to see how even back then, I think it was founded in like 14 or 1500, people were doing whatever they could in order to preserve
Mhm.
wealth and eventually
Yeah.
avoid taxes because it was functional. And it's a nice
Hmm.
museum. Like it's really nice. It's inspirational to see how creative people are. And I'm like, wow, all of
Right.
this entire building, all the contents that they've like gotten from estates over the years, sorry,
Right.
can actually
Mhm.
fit in someone's pocket, you know, and it's just a string of characters in terms of Bitcoin. Like instead of having a room full of like pens with diamonds on them, you could just have your
Mhm.
seed phrase.
You just do a bunch of seed phrases just like lined up, and I'm gonna deck it out in diamonds.
Yeah.
That's some tacky. That's tacky as hell. Hold on. So speaking of decking out stuff, you gotta pull up that article with the football, the athlete
Oh
who bought the
yeah, yeah,
chain
yeah,
with
yeah, 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 yeah. Let me find that one. Here we go.
because
Daily
honestly,
Lab.
if he, would have been a good marketing, like say for instance, someone like because Odell, what's his name? Beckham.
Beckham.
Yeah.
Didn't he get paid in Bitcoin?
Yeah, yep. So if someone like him, and there's another guy, I can't think of his name either, but there's like two football athletes that gotten paid in Bitcoin. They took their salary in Bitcoin. If they had a chain and inside that chain they were like they had a decked out cold wallet, I would let it pass. I would let it pass.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I would let it pass because it's like, hey, yeah, I got my chain because I guess chain is status symbol. I got my chain, and they wear these big ass chains, right? So if the chain could fit a cold wallet, then hey, my guy, you got it. You got it.
Okay, a question back to dating. Let's say for whatever reason you're
Mm,
dating, your date shows up and he has a
right.
big fat chain. Are you staying or you're out? Yeah, me too. Be like, yeah, okay. I forgot something in the car.
That's not like,
Okay, so
uh,
Viking, go ahead.
my stomach hurts.
Yeah. Wait, what did I see one time? I saw it, I think I saw it on X. The girl was like, if some weird person starts following you all of a sudden, don't get scared or anything. Just start to bark like a dog. So they
Right.
think you're
Start
crazy.
start
Just start barking. Sorry. Okay.
start acting mentally challenged. Yeah.
So Vikings rookie Caleb Banks got a $100,000 custom diamond bank vault chain with mini gold bars and stacks of cash inside after signing a $21 million contract. And it has to be 21 million.
Mm. It had to, that's the key. It had to be 21 million. 21 million. Okay. The only reason why I'm commenting on this is because football players have a shorter career than basketball players,
Oh, okay.
right? So their like likelihood to earn this money for years and years and years is shorter than an NBA player, right? So
Hmm.
it's like when you hear about them doing these like insane purchases, and granted, he got 21 million and he bought $100,000 watch. Okay, when you look at like that's not really that big of a, driver. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like when you think about their careers and how short they are, it's like in 15 years, I hope he does really well with his money
Yeah.
because most athletes, anybody who comes into large sums of money and doesn't know how to manage it or what to do with it, you tend to spend it and then you have less. It happens to
Yeah.
everyday people. Why wouldn't it happen to them?
Yeah. That's a good point. Ter Harris says prestige is not just a European thing. That is absolutely true. I completely agree with it.
That's very true.
Um, yeah.
Very true.
I haven't been to any watch museums in other countries. Although I heard Singapore. Have you been to Singapore?
I have not. I've never been to Singapore.
Me neither, but I heard that they have quite prestigious things as well. In Toronto, I don't think I've visited anything very prestigious, but that's right. It's not just European. Fully agree.
It's not.
Um,
It's not.
but
I
yeah,
think,
and
but the
plus,
reason why I say that is because a lot of the brands that people like are European brands. Like, most people like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all these other brands, however they say
yeah.
it. And it's like, go to Italy. Have you ever been to Italy? Before you're like, You've never even been to Italy, but you like this brand. And I mean, I'm not hating about that, but I'm just saying like they're European brands. So it's like people associate that with like prestige, but it's not really. He's right about that.
It's the halo. It's absolutely the halo. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it used to be handmade and hand stitched, but now they just glue everything together. Like that big thing from TikTok, was it last year? When all the Chinese manufacturers said we're the ones making the bags and we make the bags for like
Yes.
$100 and they're
Yes.
selling it back to you for like $3,000. Yeah.
Yes. So my cousin and I, when we went to China, we went to one of those markets, and my cousin,
Mm,
she's into bags and she likes stuff like that, and she had her real Louis Vuitton bag with her. And so what she did was she literally took both bags
yeah.
and compared it. Do. And when I tell you the what she found was like the most smallest minuscule thing, and difference of the and quality of the bags. And it's just like, oh my God. Those markets are insane. Those markets, they're literally like warehouses,
Yeah.
multi-level warehouses of just stuff, just everything. I got like four pairs of glasses before I had LASIK. I got four pairs of glasses for like, I lie to you not, $50
Wow. Wow.
to include the eye exam. To include the eye exam.
Oh, like reading glasses, not just sunglasses.
Yeah. Yeah, like actual like
Wow.
prescription. They did the exam right there. They did it. It took them like an hour maybe to put everything together, and I walked out with four pairs. We all got glasses. It was just like it was the craziest thing. The
Yeah.
efficiency of it and the cost factor.
Yeah, we don't realize. I would like to go back to China. But how was when you were there? How was security with the
Mhm.
airport and everything? Was it really strict or was it loose?
Um, yeah, so this is what I was saying the other day, that I was quite nervous before we went, just in terms of the security and privacy
Mhm.
aspect. And at the time, I didn't know what I know, and I'm still learning obviously about privacy and different things. But I didn't take my personal laptop. Obviously, I took like a
Yeah.
burner laptop. And nothing happened. I don't know, like I really, again, situational awareness, my
Yeah.
other cousin who was with us, he's quite tall. So a lot of the people thought that he was a basketball player,
Nice.
which was funny. They're like, "Can we take a picture with you?" So I don't know if we were followed. I don't know if they went. I couldn't tell if someone like went through our stuff, but honestly, I didn't experience anything. And but I didn't have like a VPN on. I wasn't even operating that way back then.
Yeah.
But I've heard of some people experiencing where it's kind of like when you go into Russia. I don't know if you've ever been to Russia.
Yeah, I have.
You're followed the minute yeah, the minute you leave that airport, they're following you.
Yeah.
They
I
go in your room. They go in your room.
You think so? I went for a friend's, well, a former colleague's wedding. We went to Krasnodar, and
Hmm.
I don't think they were looking at us that hard. And I remember on our way out, the Canadian passport, when you shine blue light on it, it
Hmm.
has like you see different things, fireworks and stuff. It looks really cute. And I remember the
Hmm.
guy who was like, "Can I just look at your passport a bit longer?" And I was like, "Sure." Absolutely. Like,
Really?
he seemed yeah, yeah.
The only place where I've actually been stopped and like questioned was Colombia.
Mm.
So I was going to visit a friend, and when I came out of customs, um, and you hand the passport to the immigration officer, and he said this. I got to say it so fast. when did you, when did you buy your ticket? What color are your eyes, and how long are you going to be here? And I was like, duh, duh, duh. And I was just like, oh my God. And at the time, previous to like me going there, another person that we knew was telling me that they were using a lot of American women as mules, right?
Ah,
And I think they can tell by how you're answering those questions. Obviously, they're trying to like see how quick you can answer if you get nervous, things like that. But that's the only time I've ever experienced like not anything. It's I wouldn't even say it's bad, but just like, oh, what just happened here?
Yeah. Whiplash. Um, so I think so we've been on for an hour and 14 minutes already. We'll look at a few more
Yeah.
things. What was the other one that we wanted to look at? Um,
Um.
oh,
Oh, the Ferrari.
the Ferrari. Or is the Ferrari? Oh, do I still have it? I don't know if I still have it.
I think it's in.
Daily Loud. Oh yeah, the link wasn't working anymore for
Oh,
some
okay. Hold on. Let
reason
me see if I
because
can.
so I'm while I look for it, I'm just going to speak on it. Ferrari came out with its
Mm-hmm.
new electric vehicle called the Luce, I think it's called. Hold on, let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can pull it up. And it's the opposite of what Ferrari stands for because it's an
Oh
electric
my
vehicle.
God.
Like, yeah. And apparently, so I think I found it. Apparently,
Okay.
Ferrari's share price fell 8% when it came out with it. I think I can play this too without any kind of risk.
Okay.
It's Lewis Hamilton. So this is the car. What do you think?
It shit is trash. Okay. It first of all, if you go in the comments from that article are hilarious. So I was just like dying laughing when you sent it. But I don't want to say it's trash, but it looks like it's like, okay, here we go. Traditionally, we're making everything look the same. Everything have the same
Mhm.
type of like, okay, yeah, granted, you can make this different colors and stuff, but it's just like the model itself looks like I thought it was a Tesla at first. Like I didn't know. I've seen people in the comments talk about, oh, it looks like a like a newer Hyundai. It like, what is this?
Oh my gosh. Enzo Ferrari is probably rolling in his grave.
Yes. Like, what are you guys doing to me? You know? I don't know. It's I don't I was saying to myself earlier today, I was looking at all the cars and the car colors, and it's like I don't remember honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that when we were growing up there was like a multitude of, multifaceted different color cars, but I don't remember cars all being white, gray, navy, black. Like that's all you see.
I agree. Hold on. Huddle Harry actually replied, "Is that you?" I don't want to call out your username. Huddle Harry, if you're yeah, hold on. I think he's watching actually. Hold on.
Hi, I love your story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just messaging him on Noster. But while I do this, I totally agree with you. The colors are so just I mean, Ferrari, you know it for like the Ferrari red. I think it's its own color or the yellow. And now it's
Mhm.
what color was that? Like a blue gray?
I don't even know. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's all the same, like that same blue, gray. Like it looks. Granted, that blue looks a little different than most normal standard cars, on this side of the world. But it's just like the gray. Like you know Ferrari colors to like kind of stand out a little bit.
Hmm.
Like you can spot a Ferrari, you know, very easily, no matter
Hmm.
where you are. And then it's just like now, if I saw that, I'm like, oh, look at that. Like it looks like, those my nephew has like a Chinese like SUV, but it's
Yeah,
really nice, right? Like
yeah.
it looks like that, like those Chinese SUVs that you can get for, half the cost.
So Ferrari copied a Chinese auto manufacturer.
Yep. They did.
Mm-mm.
They did. They become traditionalized. They're not decentralized anymore.
Mm-mm. The former, I think, chairman, in an interview, he was like, I can't say what I really think because it would be bad for Ferrari's image. He was like, so just, I don't know. I mean, I saw someone comment that maybe they're doing this on purpose to show that e-vehicles don't sell. And so, like, if they had pressure to be, all ESG and all the rest of that stuff, they tried it,
Hmm.
it's not working, and so they won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I think
cope.
the EV thing depends on where you are. Like if
Yeah.
you lived in Iceland, obviously I think they have the highest rate of EV, like the technology and EV vehicles, which is interesting to me.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't think that that applies to the rest of the world just because of infrastructure, right? Like you're talking about not every part of the world, no matter where you are, west or east, has the ability to put up, the charging stations, right?
Yeah.
The manufacturers to, put these vehicles in different areas depending on, I don't know, market value, like, and demand. Like it's not as universal as I think they
Mhm.
thought it was, but who knows?
Yeah, I totally agree. And with that, we're going to wrap up our first live, which is pretty cool, pretty dope, I would say.
It's great. I think it
And
was good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Takeaways, key takeaways. Let's leave people with takeaways. Huddle Harry's example,
Okay.
go with your instincts, stack sats, not financial advice.
Yes.
Trades,
Yes. You should
no
link that
expensive
that
dates.
video.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I will link that.
It's a great video to watch, especially for these young men out here, don't let the women simp you out. I hope my cousin's still watching because he'll think that's funny. We had to have a conversation with somebody about not being simped out.
With like an adult or a young person about not being simped out.
At an adult, a very much grown adult, not being simped out.
Oh no. Is he a nice person?
Very nice.
Yeah,
Extremely nice. Too
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
I hear that. I've hold on, share. Here we go. I've got the link. Copy. I'm
Okay.
sweating so much. We went from okay, link in the chat. Yeah, we went from like um Celsius, so like 15 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. And
Hmm.
so like I'm just sweating.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see. Yeah. All right, back to key takeaways. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Share, share, share.
Now I'm done. That was it.
Okay.
Don't get simped
Um,
out. That's a key takeaway. Don't get simped out.
don't get you have to be righteous. See, Patrice O'Neill, he was onto something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That was the other thing he said. You have to have your own thing going on. And I think that that is true for men and for women. Because I like
Hmm.
if you don't have your own thing going on, you could just become annoying. You're always asking your partner, what are you doing? Who are you with? You know what I mean? Like you become a nag.
Right.
Both people
Right.
need to have their own
Yeah.
thing going
Yeah.
on and have firm
Yes.
boundaries. That's oh, okay. I'm I'm not sure what this means to Harris. Is that your cousin?
Yeah. He's telling me be quiet.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Team, I can't see the chat. That's why. Okay. Yes. Anyways, go into the trades, saving Bitcoin, no expensive dates, no expensive
Hmm.
shows of love.
Hmm. Yes. Don't buy chains if you can't afford that chain in 10 years. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, Tima. And oh, one last thing.
Mhm.
Your interview, your series. Tell us about your series before we close out.
So actually the interview with you posted today. So I have a new
Oh,
series called Raising Satoshi where I speak to parents and or educators about how they're teaching their children about Bitcoin. And I just think it's just a, great conversation to have just, because while we all believe in not all of us, but many of us believe in, the circle economy of Bitcoin where it's, earn sats, spend sats, hodl sats. I think that like we don't really talk about what's the next phase, like for your next generation, if you have children or if you're teaching.
Right.
So yeah, so tune in. The interview with Sadea aired today at 9 a.m. EST. So go watch it.
I have to watch it. I do because I we did that a while ago, and I'm like, what did I say? No, I'm joking.
We did.
The teaser
Yeah.
was fire. The teaser and the editing, everything looks really good. And the first one
Oh,
features
good. Thanks.
Dowdo, right?
Right. Yeah, the Bitcoin source. So he's been in he's a writer, he's an author. He has like so many different facets in the Bitcoin space, but he actually was the first person to write an article about me and my cousin. So he's super special to us and he's helped us in like different ways. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And if anyone's watching from Europe and you're free June 4th to 7th, I'll be at the Bitcoin Film Festival in Warsaw, Poland. So if you can come, and I have a discount code. It's like AAB21Q. So you get 21% off if you buy your ticket for the festival. So I hope to see you guys there.
Nice.
And we're going to close out.
Nice.
First
All
live
right.
stream. How do I close? Do I just say hit leave? Leave
Yep.
studio.